Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to the channel. This Saturday is UFC 279, and in the co-main event, we have JingLiang versus Tony Ferguson at welterweight, and this is going to be my full breakdown and prediction for this fight. And this fight is kind of a weird matchup. It was unexpected. It was made on 3 weeks notice because the UFC needed to add some more fights to UFC 279. This matchup doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but it is very important for the career of Tony Ferguson. He's getting up there in age. He's changing weight classes. He's on a losing streak. And if he drops another fight and he loses to JingLiang, it could be the end of his UFC career. And for JingLiang, this would be the biggest win of his career. I know Tony Ferguson's on a down spiral in his career, but this would be the biggest name that JingLiang has ever defeated, and it would be a massive win for him, even though I get people are going to say, well, Tony Ferguson's washed, this and that. And, you know, that's what makes this fight important, but I just really wish it was a different matchup because this fight doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Tony Ferguson, you know, just got finished not that long ago. We're going to talk about in a little bit. And I really am not a huge fan of this matchup. I already did a full breakdown and prediction for the main event, Khamzat Chimaev versus Nate Diaz. If you want to check that out, I will link it down in the description. But if you look at the tail of the tape for this fight, you have JingLiang, who's 19-7, Tony Ferguson 25-7. JingLiang is ranked number 14 in the welterweight division. Tony Ferguson is not ranked in the welterweight division. JingLiang is 34 years old. Tony Ferguson is 38. JingLiang is 6 foot. Tony Ferguson is 5'11", and JingLiang has a 72-inch reach, and Tony Ferguson has a 76.5-inch reach. So a 4.5-inch reach advantage for Tony Ferguson. So if you look at JingLiang's career, of those 19 wins, he's won 10 of them by knockout, 4 by submission, and 5 by decision. He comes into this fight on a 1-fight win streak. He last fought on July 16th of this year against Muslim Salihov. And this was a competitive fight. Muslim may have won the first round with his grappling. It was kind of even in the striking, but it was an uneventful round. And then in the second round, JingLiang clipped Muslim Salihov and just went for the kill and just put him out cold. I think he hit him with a left hook, hurt him badly, followed him, hit him with some combinations with his hands, and dropped him, just basically put him out cold. The fight before that, he fought Khamzat Chimaev at UFC 267, October of last year. And in this fight, he was exposed. I mean, we've always known what JingLiang's weaknesses are, and it's his defensive wrestling. And in this fight, Khamzat Chimaev made JingLiang look like he did not even belong in the welterweight division. He picked him up, he carried him over to Dana White, he dropped him down, and then he landed some ground and pound before eventually locking up a rear naked choke and choking JingLiang out cold. The fight before that was against Santiago Ponzinibbio. A lot of people expected Ponzinibbio to win this fight, but Ponzinibbio had been out for quite a long period of time, and this fight was competitive. And then late in the first round, JingLiang clips Santiago Ponzinibbio with a big looping punch, drops him, puts him out cold. It was a brutal KO, and that's probably the biggest win of JingLiang's career up until this point. Before that was a loss to Neil Magny, and then you look at the rest of his resume. It's not the best of competition. He's been in the UFC since 2014, so he's been in the UFC for quite a while, but he's never been able to make his way into the top 10 of the welterweight division. So if you look at Tony Ferguson, of those 25 wins, he has 12 wins by knockout, 8 by submission, and 5 by decision. He comes into this fight on a 4-fight losing streak. And I've been a massive defender of Tony Ferguson. And in his last fight, I picked Tony Ferguson against Michael Chandler, even though he was a massive underdog coming in, you know, on a 3-fight losing streak. And I was confident in my prediction. I said, you know, I'm confident that Tony Ferguson will beat Michael Chandler. And the first round, it was looking like I was going to be right. Tony Ferguson was looking better than ever. He clipped Michael Chandler, dropped him. He hurt him multiple times. The last minute or so, 2 minutes of the round, he got taken down. Chandler landed some decent ground and pound, but also Tony Ferguson landed some good elbows off his back. And Ferguson won that first round, in my opinion. Then in the second round, it came out, and I was very confident. I'm like, oh, yeah, I got my prediction right. Everyone was criticizing me, saying I was biased for Tony Ferguson. And in that second round, it barely starts out 17 seconds into the second round, and Michael Chandler punts Tony Ferguson's head into oblivion. Brutal knockout. Tony Ferguson's lifeless body just falls to the ground. It was hard to watch, to be honest. And I think it hurt so much because of the success he had in the first round. But I still feel like my assessment of Tony Ferguson's skills going into that Michael Chandler fight was correct. And he just thought he was out of range, and Chandler threw that front kick, and it landed like an NFL punt. And it would have pretty much put anyone out cold, because that's the only time Tony Ferguson's ever been KO'd. He was TKO'd by Justin Gaethje, but he's never been put out like that. The fight before that, he lost to Beneil Dariush. Again, another elite guy towards the top of the lightweight division. In this fight, he just got out-grappled, lost by decision. The fight before that, he lost to Charles Oliveira, got out-grappled, lost by decision, refused to tap in a nasty armbar from Charles Oliveira. The fight before that, he fought Justin Gaethje on short notice at UFC 249. And this fight may have taken years off his life, because Tony Ferguson was so durable, and Justin Gaethje was just landing nasty shots over and over and over again. And Tony Ferguson just would not go down, would not go out. And eventually, basically due to accumulation in the fifth round, Tony Ferguson got hurt badly in the fifth round. The ref steps in. He loses via TKO. And that's the only other time he's lost via TKO in his entire career, outside of the KO from Michael Chandler. In this fight, everyone always talks about Justin Gaethje took it on short notice. Tony Ferguson also took this on short notice. Tony Ferguson was supposed to fight Khabib Nurmagomedov. Khabib couldn't fight. Justin Gaethje steps in. That's a totally different stylistic matchup. I picked Justin Gaethje to beat him because I thought Justin Gaethje for a long time was a bad matchup for Tony Ferguson. I picked Charles Oliveira to beat him. I picked Beneil to lose to Tony Ferguson, and I picked Michael Chandler to lose to Tony Ferguson. So I'm kind of 50-50 on picking Tony Ferguson's fights. Before that, he was on a 12-fight win streak. At one point in time, he was the interim lightweight champion. He was stripped after an injury, tripped over a cable, tore his ACL, and was out for a while. And it's just the story of Tony Ferguson's career has just been missed fights with Khabib Nurmagomedov. I think they were scheduled to fight 4 times, and unfortunately it never happened. He was supposed to fight him before the Justin Gaethje fight, and, that fight looked like it was finally going to come together, and the whole world shuts down, and we don't get Nurmagomedov versus Ferguson. Tony Ferguson won the belt against Kevin Lee back at UFC 216. This was the interim lightweight title. He was losing this fight in the first round. I think even at one point he was stacked and eating big shots, but he comes back in the second round and submits Kevin Lee. And I know Kevin Lee's kind of been hit or miss, and he's no longer in the UFC, but this was a solid win. And at one point in time, Tony Ferguson was the scariest guy in the lightweight division. What he did to Rafael Dos Anjos back in 2016 was insanity. And, you look at this fight, and I think Tony Ferguson's manager has been doing him a massive disservice, because for some reason he has not been getting him winnable matchups or competitive matchups, and also he's not been getting him 5-round fights. Tony Ferguson's biggest weapon is his pressure and his stamina. He just does not get tired, and he just wears on guys, and they cannot keep up the pace. And, that's Tony Ferguson's biggest weapon. And I feel like they should have got him a 5-round fight, even if it was against JingLiang. I think he would have a better chance winning a 5-round fight. And you look at their skill sets, I do not believe that Tony Ferguson is washed. I believe Tony Ferguson is still a very good fighter. I think he has very good, unique striking. I think he has good jiu-jitsu. Tony Ferguson's biggest weakness his entire career has been his takedown defense and his defensive grappling. He's been able to be taken down and controlled on the ground repetitively. Even in the Danny Castillo fight back at, I think it was UFC 177, Danny Castillo was able to take him down every single round pretty much and hold him down. And somehow Tony Ferguson won it off his back, just throwing elbows. I agreed with the decision, but it's been a habitual problem for Tony Ferguson is his grappling. But again, you look at Li JingLiang, same issue for him. Throughout his career, his issue's been his defensive grappling as well. He lost to Neil Magny because Neil Magny was controlling him in the clinch. He lost to Khamzat Chimaev because Khamzat Chimaev was able to take him down and control him. Muslim Salihov was able to take him down and control him for a little bit. Not to the, the extent that he lost, but he was still able to take him down. And you look at their skill sets, and this is actually a tough fight to pick, honestly. And I hate this matchup. I feel like there were so many better matchups for both guys. But you look at Tony Ferguson, he's very hittable. You look at Li JingLiang, he has nasty KO power, and he swings wild looping punches. And Li JingLiang has never been finished by KO or TKO himself. So he's not a guy that's going to get finished. And I just look at this fight, and I really think it's kind of a toss-up. But you look at the factors going into this fight. Tony Ferguson just fought in May, 4 months ago. It'll be almost exactly 4 months when he steps in the octagon against Li JingLiang. And 4 months ago, he got flatline KO by Michael Chandler. And then, now on short notice, he's moving up to 170 pounds against Li JingLiang, who has a granite chin himself, has nasty power shots, and he's just a big, strong guy. And I just don't feel like Tony Ferguson can put on the weight necessary to be a true welterweight in 4 months, especially if this fight just came to fruition 3 weeks ago. I just have a hard time believing that Tony Ferguson is going to be 100% prepared for this fight. And also, you look at it, it's 3 rounds. The way I think this fight's going to go down, and my official prediction is going to be second round TKO for Li JingLiang. I think Tony Ferguson is going to win a lot of this fight. I think Tony Ferguson's head movement has gotten better over the course of his career. I still think he's a good fighter. I still think he has decent striking. I don't think he's ever going to make a title run at welterweight or lightweight. And maybe 3 or 4 months from now, this same fight, I might pick Tony Ferguson to win this fight. But you look at all the mitigating factors for Tony Ferguson. The fact that he got KO'd 4 months ago. The fact that he's moving up a weight class on short notice. The fact that he's fighting a big, strong Li JingLiang. I just think this is a tough ask for Tony Ferguson. I think if Li JingLiang wants to, he could probably out-grapple Tony Ferguson, take him down. I think he's going to be bigger, stronger. And, they both have their issues with defensive grappling, but I think the size advantage for Li JingLiang would lead to him being able to take Tony Ferguson down. The only way I could really see Tony Ferguson winning, actually, I could see him winning 2 ways. I could see him landing on the feet pretty well and Li JingLiang decide to go to the grappling and maybe get submitted on the ground, because Li JingLiang has been submitted twice before. Tony Ferguson's very slick with his submissions, but I don't think that's what's going to happen. I think Tony Ferguson's going to be landing some good combinations. Tony Ferguson's not a big power puncher. He beats guys with accumulation and pressure. And I think Tony Ferguson's going to be winning this fight until he's not. Li JingLiang will eat a shot to land a shot. And I think this is going to be another heartbreaker for Tony Ferguson's fans, because I think he's going to win the first round. I think he's going to land some good shots on Li JingLiang. I think he's going to be deep into the body. I think he's going to be moving well. I think he's going to be throwing good combinations. I don't think Tony's going to try to wrestle him. I really don't. Maybe Tony Ferguson will, but I find it very doubtful. And even so, the size disadvantage, I don't think he's going to have a lot of success. And I think Tony is a little bit better striker than Li JingLiang, but Li JingLiang is a very good counter striker, and he will eat a shot to land a shot. Tony Ferguson has been hittable throughout his career. He almost got finished by Lando Venata. And I just think the size and the power of Li JingLiang is going to lead to a second round TKO. He hasn't had long enough to recover from that flatline KO from Michael Chandler. I think he's going to win the first round 10-9. It's not going to be a dominant first round by Tony Ferguson. I just think he's going to be a little bit more active. But Li JingLiang will just wade into danger and throw big looping punches. And, I know Tony Ferguson historically has been very durable, but he's been hittable, going up a weight class, coming off that brutal KO loss. I think Li JingLiang finds his chin in the second round, puts him down, and finishes him off with brutal ground and pound punches. And it's going to be unfortunate, because I really think Tony Ferguson could have got a much better matchup than this. I think he could have got a 5-round, maybe a fight night main event against a much more suitable opponent than Li JingLiang. And it's just unfortunate this is the way it's going to have to go down. I could see Tony maybe getting a decision because, I think he's the better striker, and I don't think either guy's really going to try to grapple. So I think he could win a decision, but, you look at 15 minutes, Tony Ferguson's been notoriously hittable. I think Li JingLiang finds that chin. He may even find it in the first round, but Li JingLiang's second round TKO over Tony Ferguson, it's going to be tough to watch. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. If you want to get one of these No Serious Injuries t-shirts, the link will be down in the description. You can go check it out down in the description. Don't forget to like the video, and thank you so much for watching.